Welcome to the Foundry University. Today we will be learning about converged face break. So we're going to break this down. I've sectioned this haircut out simply in a couple of major sections. The first section that I want to focus on is we went just below the parietal ridge and we sectioned a straight line back, taking a horseshoe shape in the back. That's going to identify our top section, which is where we're going to start. We're going to be working everything up, pulling forward, and we are going to be curving and pulling an arc shape parallel to the floor and then arcing down into the floor, and we'll illustrate that shortly. So what we're gonna do, as I said, is I section the top section just below the parietal ridge in a horseshoe-shaped zone. Then you have your side sections, which I basically have tucked back just to keep them out of the way so we don't accidentally pick them up. In this section, we are gonna take our first section, moving it about a comb width, so we maintain control and consistency. We're gonna go down the center of the head, over the tip of the nose or the bridge of the nose, pulling this straight back, making a nice even line. We will then take the hair and stand it up. After we've stood this hair up, what we want to do is we want to start working this hair forward so that you can see that the hair is moving in a parallel section. We're not converging the hair this way. We're going to be bringing all sections into this center section. So it's going to be moving longer to get to the center. The rule of thumb is we pull away from what we want to keep. So everything's going to be pulled across the head into our first major section, which is our stationary zone. And we will bring this hair through, pulling the hair, following the comb with our fingers to see the shape that we want. Once we've established where we want the length to be, and for this purpose, we're gonna go just to her lip. So we're gonna see where that section is, and we will take this out, standing square to our work, staying slightly behind, because if I'm in front, I'm gonna be dragging out to me. I wanna see this whole shape take place. Now, as my cameras today are the mirror to my work, your mirror will be the eyes to what you're doing. So we'll take this section, and then we will take this and we will carve a circular shape, working in a C shape, moving that out and around. Pick the hair up, identify where our length is, and again, take the shape, moving it out and around in a circular fashion. If the hair slides out of your hand, regroup and continue that shape throughout the haircut. Once we have that, you will see a nice C shape. As each section comes up, and if I take this particular section and I lay it over where it's going to land, you'll start seeing the curvature that we're trying to create. Then I will move through, I'll pick up the next section and comb it into my hand, and I want to show you a front view of this as well. I will then comb this straight over, let the hair flop, and then I will carve this section out and around. I'm leaving this section long so you can kind of see what it looks like from the front, and then I'll refine this from the side, bringing everything to this center panel. This is very important that everything comes to the center. Imagine a dam being here. So it will come over, bring that hair up, keep all of your sections clean and controlled from the root, pulling over, getting parallel to the floor, because we want the hair in the back to travel the furthest to get here, because we want to maintain what? Length. So then as we come through, we work this around, regroup to ensure that you are in control of your work so you can get the desired outcome, and then that will finish the top of that front side panel. Once that's complete, I will drop this down and you can see the shape that is now taking place. After I accomplish that section, I can drop the back side section down. I can then comb this into my hand, and whatever reaches keeps coming up, and you always go back to where you began. You stand the hair up, you start working the hair down and around, having this side face the mirror so you can see what you're creating for the guest that's sitting in your chair. And the stronger your work, the more control, the more efficient and disciplined you are in your work, the happier your client's gonna be, and then they become the walking billboard to tell everybody about you. And when you're thinking about you, that's what you get at Foundry University. Work through until you run out of hair. This should be my last section. Work it around, keeping tension, working in a circular shape. Then we'll comb this hair down and around, and you can see how quick due to working through a variety of disciplines to ensure that you get a really pretty face frame. If we comb this hair over where it will live, you can see the shape that it'll offer her. And it allows you to tie into short lengths, working all the way into a very long length, which is going to give you that balance. What we do on one side, we do to the other. So we'll take a section back from the center, take half the section and pick it up, and you're going to go back to your original section that you began with, clip this side away, pick this section right back up, bring it back over and down, start reading your shape. Now on this side, I combed to me, so this side on her right profile side, I'll be pushing away from me. If I were to pull this side to me, I would be pulling the hair away from where I need to be. So this side's a push, whereas the initial side was a pull. So we'll take this up again, bring it over, allow that hair to flop in a circular shape, follow around in a nice curve, and release. Pick up your next section, push to the center, take the next section, push to the center, get it nice and controlled, work it back over. Now on this side, I might, since I'm pushing away from me, I might have this side facing the mirror. So I can see that I'm not pushing past center to ensure that I keep control. Body position and foot placement is a must. And what I mean by that is if I'm trying to push here, but my right foot's here, I'm gonna be pulling back. If my right foot's over here, I'm gonna be pushing way past where she needs to be. So I need to ensure that I'm taking the hair to exactly where I need to be, so my foot placement, body position, my shoulders are all where they need to be to execute the work I'm trying to accomplish. Next section, push away from me, stand it up on the wall, lay that wall over a little bit, work this whole section down, getting it parallel to the floor. You're gonna read the hair, so it's parallel to the floor and the ceiling. Then you're gonna carve your shape in, adjusting your fingers, making sure you're using the flesh of your fingers that we discussed in earlier videos for Foundry University. Work it up, stand it up first, hit the wall. Once you've gotten to the wall, I want you to work this hair forward, moving it in a parallel shape, visually seeing the curvature that you're gonna be creating to create a really pretty C shape, which is gonna be a converged face frame because everything's coming to one vicinity, be your confluence. And then we're gonna turn back towards the mirror. We're gonna comb this down, and then combing it down, we'll start seeing that everything lines up and you get a very attractive face frame. So now that we have this, we have a nice face frame from converging everything to a center section over the center of the forehead, pulled straight forward, parallel to the floor, carving an arc in space to create a very nice shape, which then leaves you with a great curved C shape, which is gonna give you a concave shape, and it allows you to get into a little bit of interior movement while keeping some weight. Quick, easy, attractive, functional, and great for your everyday haircut. All right, so this is the final style of converged face frame with Foundry University. Again, just to kind of recap, we sectioned the very top off. We converged everything forward, bringing it together. Then we tied everything from the lower aspect into the haircut, bringing it forward once again. Then we just gave it a little nice round brush with a twist just so you can get some movement. I want you to see that you can move this to the right and get some movement. You can bring it down, get kind of a fun little bang. There's a lot of things that you can do with this design. This has no additional texture, any type of thinning. This is true to the form of the shape that we created without any additional detail. And you can see how nice it works, how much movement it gives you. Again, when you're doing a converged face frame or any type of face frame, it's about creating a C around the face for her. We also, by bringing this all forward, it does give you a little bit of interior shape and movement. So in addition, it almost gives you some final layers that seamlessly work into the back of the shape. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, with the Foundry University Converged face frame.